it's Kim once again with you from Kim's Homestead here in Victoria, Australia. And we're back in the kitchen again, and tonight I'm going to be showing you how to make sweet and sour meatballs and rice. Sounds nice, eh? Hope it turns out, because this is the first night I'm making it. So I thought we'd make it together and I'd pull out the camera and see how it goes. So what I have here is 6 ounces of Chinese vinegar, which I'm just going to be, actually I'll leave it in this, that way I'm only dirtying the one pot. I also have a nice pot here to go on the stove with the lid. Ding, round one. So now we have 1/2 cup of well-packed brown sugar, and I'm just going to put it in with the vinegar. Now I also have 1/4 cup of, now I'm supposed to be using ketchup. I don't have ketchup, but I do have tomato sauce and tomato paste. So I filled a 1/4 cup thing with tomato sauce and put a good glop of tomato paste in. So that can go in. Now here we have 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. That can go in. And this one I've forgotten what this one is. Beg your pardon, that wasn't Chinese rice vinegar, it was pineapple juice. This one is 1/4 cup of your rice vinegar. Helps if you read the instructions, doesn't it? And I'll just mix all this in together. Now what I have left is 2 tablespoons of corn flour and 2 tablespoons of water. So what I'll do is put this into the pot. There we go, hello. When you get to my age, is that the front door or the back door? Now I'm going to wait to mix these until this mixture is dissolved and nearly ready to boil. So on the stove it goes. on about a medium to high heat. Now, in the meantime, I have the meat for the meatballs. So what do I have for the meatballs? I have 500 grams of beef mince, which will be going into this bowl where I can mix it. I'll put them aside. There we go. 500 grams of beef mince. Now I have this bowl here, which you remember when we did the dehydrated bread, homemade croutons. Just going to pour some in here. And I think that will be enough. And to this, I'm going to add a little bit of full cream milk, just to soak up, let the bread soak it up. And that's mainly just to keep the meat moist. Nothing worse than really dry meatballs. To this I'm adding 1 egg. Normally I would add 2, but I don't have to. Right, now I will add some garlic powder. Fair amount of garlic powder, I like garlic powder. And these are the freeze-dried onion flakes. There's probably about 1/4 cup in there. Salt and pepper to taste. Some parsley. And I will also get some Worcestershire sauce. So just Holbrook's Worcestershire sauce. And a couple of good gloops. How's our bread doing? It could do with a little bit more time to soak. You want it to soak up all that milk. We don't want to waste it. So, let's come over and we'll see how our sauce is doing. Okay, it's starting to come up to heat now. So what we'll do we've got our water and our corn flour, so we'll add the water to the corn flour, and as you see the sauce is starting to get some bubbling action. Now I'll just give this a bit of a mix. Right, so now we will pour in the corn flour and thicken it up like you would a nice gravy. Until it comes to the thickness that you would like it. There we go, that's thickened up. And that's made a very nice thick sauce. So I will just turn that off now and just let it sit there until we're ready for it. Right, here we go with what's in the bowl, and our bread is now reasonably well soaked up that milk. I'm just giving a bit of a squeeze so we're not putting in more than what we need to. Right, now the rest is just mixing it by hand. Just make sure you give it a good thorough mix up. My arm gets a bit tired after a few minutes. Now this is probably way too much for tea, that's fine. So I'll probably get a second meal out of this and enough to put in the freezer for another meal later on. And if these turn out alright, I may even make some more, put in the freezer or jar it up. I'll bring you along for that, of course. how to can meatballs, but we'll see how this lot goes first. So now we've got this done, and I have a baking sheet with a bit of parchment paper on top, and I'm just going to get my biscuit scoop so I can make nice uniform round little balls. So there we go. We don't want them too big, obviously. These ones you can put a bit of your favourite cheese like mozzarella or something on the inside of these, which would be nice. Would be nice in subs or just nice. But anyway, here we go. So we'll just fill it up and flatten it down. Make sure there's no air gaps or anything like that in it. In the meantime, I've got the oven preheating at approximately 180 to 190 degrees Celsius. And these will go in the oven once I've got them all out on the baking sheet, ready to be used for tea. There we go. So you get the general idea. I'm sure you don't want to sit through a whole tray full. So I'll bring you back with the next step. Here we go. One full tray into the oven for approximately 30 to 40 minutes. Well, what I have for you now is my rice cooker, and in its pot I have 2 little scoops of rice, and I've washed out about 3 times. Make sure you get all that starch out, and I'm now going to put in about half a teaspoon of salt and probably about a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. Now you can put normal oil or even butter in with your rice, and that helps to stop it from sticking. Just give it a swirl around. There we go, and it goes into the rice cooker. Obviously turn it on. Menu and white rice, and start. When that's finished, our tea should be done. So here we are, guys. Here's the finished meatballs. They look quite delicious. They're brown, they're cooked all the way through. So now the excess of these I'll be putting into some Pyrex dishes with some sauce, and I will use them as freezer meals for another time. So 6 meatballs in each of these containers. And now we follow up with a little bit of the sweet and sour sauce. I better just have a quick taste test and see how this is. That is a very nice sauce. So we will sprinkle a little bit over each of the meatballs. And the rest will be for tea tonight. Right, so there we go, is sweet and sour meatballs for 2 meals, which I will freeze and have at another time when I really can't be bothered cooking. Now the rest of these meatballs I will put in the pot here into the sauce itself, and I've got some white rice on, which we put on together. Just give this a little bit of a mix. Get that meat sauce, that sweet and sour sauce all the way through it, over it. Let it marinate in there for a little while. Beautiful. That is going to be such a lovely meal. There we go. Now, with this parchment paper, don't throw it out. That can be washed and reused again and again and again. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. Not tonight. I'll most likely do it tomorrow night. I will come back when I've dished up and I'll show you the finished product on top of white rice. Okay, so here is the finished product. Our rice is now cooked. And just that little bit of oil, just give it a bit of a mash up. Be careful of your Teflon coating, of course, and put what you want into your bowl. There we go, there's enough there for tomorrow night. Here's our meatballs. A little bit of sauce over the top. There we go. Doesn't that look delicious? That is sweet and sour meatballs and rice. I have 2 other freezer meals and a meal for tomorrow night. Lovely. Now we'll have a quick taste test. Yep, that meat is thoroughly cooked all the way through. That was in the oven for probably 25-30 minutes. Now we'll get some rice and some sauce. Very nice. It's very moist, very tender, thoroughly enjoyable, and with the starch of the rice just cuts that tartness of the sweet and sour. The outside edge of the meatball is slightly crispy, which is great. That's what I like. So do yourself a favour. If you get some really nice mince, especially with the prices of it so far, make yourself some sweet and sour meatballs. So, showing me wares. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please consider giving me a thumbs up or even subscribing to my channel. Now, this channel can't grow without your help, so you're very important. Please give me a like. Okay? Alright, I'll catch you guys with another recipe, or maybe out in the garden. Anyway, we'll catch you again soon. Bye for now.